So I had the chance to go to dinner with one of my heroes, Tracy. This was about 12, 13 years ago. And we really connected. And at the end, when I took him home, he was about to speak at an event with us the next day. And so I had the privilege of being able to drive with him, and I took him home in my own car where Brian Tracy sat in my car. I never watched that seat again. I'm just kidding. No, but before he got out of the car, I just asked him, I was like, Brian, of all the things that you've learned, you've written, at the time, it was like 70 something best-selling books, and he has more now. And I asked him, Brian, if I was your son, what advice would you share of all the things that you've learned over the years that would ensure success if applied relentlessly? And I asked him that, and he looked me in the eye, and I'll never forget what he said. He said, you know what? I get asked that question a lot, and there's two. And so I'm like, okay. I was like looking for a pen. There was no pen right there, but I was just like taking massive mental note. The first thing that he said, first, continuous learning. He said, if you'll continuously learn and commit to that, like a hardcore commitment to continuous learning, that will ensure that you'll continue to get better in your field and whatever it is that you want to do. And I just thought that was super profound. Now, I've heard that before, but coming from one of my heroes, out of all the things he could have said, it just brought such an added weight of just impact in my mind when he shared that. I'm like, okay, and that the commitment to continuous learning has been something I've been striving for. Trying to apply that principle from my mentor and one of my heroes, Brian Tracy. The second thing that he said, you couple continuous learning with never quitting. He said, don't quit. He said, don't quit. And he said that, you know what? You want to make sure that your ladder is leaning on a solid wall and also on the ground with a strong foundation. And once you feel that, and you feel like this is where you want to be, and you're in a solid foundation leaning against a good solid wall, just keep climbing and don't quit. And he's like, you're gonna have to pivot from time to time. There's gonna be things in your life where maybe a company you work for goes out of business or something changes. You're gonna have to pivot and adjust, but don't quit. Keep pursuing what it is that you're trying to accomplish and achieve. And that advice to me has been so meaningful. I wanted to share it with you today because I offer the same advice out to you and also challenge myself to continuously learn and not quit. So I challenge you to commit to continuous learning and don't quit. Keep going. When the world around you cries out and says, you can't do it, scream back at the world, if I can't, I must. There's gonna be the stinking thinking voices all around us that tell us that we can't. Develop a mantra, if I can't, I must. In fact, we had it in one of my sales teams, on the way out the door, on the top above the door, we had this mantra, if I can't, I must. And we'd all tap it on the way out. Oh, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I can't do this. And we'd hold each other accountable. If I can't, I must. Adopt that. Write that on your bathroom mirror. If I can't, I must. When you might wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I can't get up. It's too early. And you're like, I just said those words. I can't. And let that eject yourself out of bed that you must because you said that word, I can't. And so continuous learning and a relentless passion and obsession to not quit. And one other thing that Brian told me, he said that, listen, everybody in the front of the line started in the back of the line. And that was one of the last things he said before he got out of the car. And he said, don't get overwhelmed with people that are further ahead of you. Don't sweat that. They may be at the front of the line, but they started in the back of the line. And so don't allow yourself to get stuck in the comparison trap, comparing yourself to other people that might be farther ahead in line than you are right now. Well, my friend, make it an incredible day. Commit to continuous learning and don't quit to your success.